Hello everyone, my name is Shepherd's Eagle and this is my first ever review of a pro gameplay from League of Legends. It's G2 versus Team Liquid. The game was played today, Worlds 2020, day 4 from groups. And if you wonder why I look a little bit ugly, this is because I had an ear surgery last week, and so don't pay too much attention here, more to the game. We want to focus on the game anyways, right? So I'm gonna talk about picks and bans first. Please go easy on me because it's my first review ever. I'm a little bit nervous, of course, but I'm gonna do my very best. If you wonder why I do this, I want to become a coach, a team coach, not just any coach, a team coach. And yeah, so let's jump right into it. Bans first. I think G2's bans pretty understandable, nothing special to talk about there for from my point of view. On the other hand, Team Liquid's bans, I totally get them. They are pretty much all target bans except the Pantheon. I don't really get the Pantheon ban here, to be honest. What's the value of that? But, well, maybe it's comfort. We'll never know. The Tahm Kench ban, I just want to quickly mention because Mickey pulled out the Tahm Kench with Hail of Blades. I think it was yesterday, which was a pretty convincing performance, and I think he did it really well. Which doesn't mean everyone has to try it in solo queue, but in pro play it worked out definitely well. So talking about the picks for G2, the whole composition I think is able to work. The only thing that makes me stumble a little bit is the mid-jungle synergy, because there is none. You don't have synergy there. It's both are like Nidalee and Jayce are farm-heavy champions. They don't have any hard CC, so if Nidalee wants to gank and Jayce wants to set up a gank, he doesn't have any further tools. Maybe his E, but that's basically it. On the other hand, we have Team Liquid, also a farm-heavy jungler, the Graves on Broxah. But like Jensen, of course, he has gank set up with his ultimate, his R, so I like this synergy a little bit more than the one from G2. But we're gonna see how the game plays out anyways. The rest of the picks from both teams are fine, I guess. Nothing that stands out to me at any point. So let's jump right into the game and see where it takes us. It's a really great game. I have to say that I will spoiler. If you have not seen the game, please watch it before you watch the review here. And without further ado, let's see where they take us.
They'll rematch in a few days' time. That'll be exciting there as well. But TL.
All right, let's see. First positioning. Both teams are covering their own jungle, but Team Liquid are going for an invade here. With the bot lane of Team Liquid and Broxah. Perk spots them out. W to check if they still want to invade, and they do. Important to note, Graves has a red trinket here, so he is pretty sure that they don't stand on vision. Now they do, but they clear it out. Oh, this is really sweet from Team Liquid. And Nidalee dies. Yeah, I'm gonna talk about this specific moment for a reason, because you're gonna see the result of that when the game goes in the later stages. What happened here is really good for Team Liquid. Like, you could argue it was a risk to invade there, and it could have been a little bit like a coin flip, but actually Team Liquid planned this really well. Why? I'm gonna tell you, look at the farm, like the CS on Graves and on Nidalee for the next 5 minutes. I'm gonna mention that at 5 minutes too. But basically Nidalee needs the red buff to stay healthy on the first clear, on the first jungle clear. And Graves took it away from her now. So what Nidalee has to face now is, first, no red buff, so not very healthy clear. Second, no leash. Like, teammates are gonna go to lane. They're gonna have to play there. They can't leash for Nidalee a second time. And Graves has a level advantage over Nidalee already. And a CS advantage too. And this will impact Nidalee's jungling and Jankos gank setup for the future minutes of the game. if you say it like that. I'm German, sorry. Let's look what happens.
And a red buff for Broxah. Team Liquid got the best start they could have hoped for.
Yeah, this is true. This was really the best start Team Liquid could have hoped for. Because Jankos is behind, Broxah is ahead, lanes are good.
And G2, I think they had a much weaker level 1, but I think they were depending
Yeah,
on the
bot
fact
lane,
that maybe TL would play out more slowly, you
Mickey
land
trolling a
early,
little
so
bit
then
with a
you
Hex Flash there.
down, you win the smite, and it maybe goes your way. But this time it is TL starting out with an aggressive level
Yeah,
1
bot lane,
plan,
pretty
and it
standard
does
matchup, nothing
work
too
to
special
their
about it.
advantage. Tactical also
Yeah, here you can
is
see what I
just
already
huge.
mentioned in draft. Like, Graves can just walk right through the minions in mid lane, and Caps has to accept it because he doesn't have any form of gank setup. Nidalee's behind now. You know, he can't see Graves or anything. He can pressure him. He can just give Jankos the information, hey, Graves is here. Like, he will do his topside jungle now because normally you would expect after Graves taking red from Nidalee that he would move to his own blue buff to take this one, which he didn't. So he gets 3 buffs, like 2 red buffs and 1 blue buff, and Nidalee gets only a blue buff. This is very important to note because Broxah has gotten ahead just through his pathing now already. So let's observe how Nidalee does. Not very well.
Dominate on Kalista before, you know, his playoff performance on it. One of the
I hope I'm
best
doing fine. If I'm doing fine, just tell me in the comments, please.
performances I have seen in a long time, and we'll see if he can kind of replicate that success here against G2.
And Mickey looking for Hex Flash engages all the time, which is, yeah, basically the use of Hex Flash, but not that easy against the set.
Very important point. It is phase rush. Alistair, I'm not always a big fan of it. You aren't durable until level 6.
Yeah, you can see Graves is taking the second red now. Broxah must be pretty happy at this stage of the game. Wunder is pushing in top lane pretty constantly, which he can do against the Volibear because he has
He's been incredible.
a little more pressure with his abilities. Like a full rotation... Oh yeah, like a full rotation of a Renekton will still punish a Volibear pre-6, so... But look at Nidalee. Like, he has 12 CS, Broxah has 16 CS. This comes from the red buff that Nidalee lost. But look at her, look at Jankos' health. Like, this is not a healthy clear. He has already used both of his pots and still is pretty low. Good thing for Jankos is he gets the top grab, so not losing this one.
G2 championship lineup as well.
And one thing I would say is I feel like, you know, for G2, Mikyx has been the MVP at Worlds. You know, he has been really crushing it. His Bard game against...
And mid lane is
was incredible.
mostly a skill and farm matchup, so
Has been stepping up to the
don't
plate,
expect
and
too much of
there,
this.
I think
Of
without
this.
the best player in the LCS, you know, based on the last couple years, he has been really crushing it. But
Well, the
this
good
is
thing for
Jankos
Nidalee
quite
is
a bit back, right? You know, Broxah
Jankos
is
gets
so
the
right
topside
now. He is
crux
really
from
buff, and because
Broxah right now, so he
this
can
wave
catch up a little bit in farm.
it's not as though it's an
But
easy
which,
job. Like, if you were gonna do this,
yeah, this won't impact too much because look at Broxah. Like, he's got his wolf still up, he got his grump, which he's doing right now. He just got the crab on bot side. He can move to the crux from Jankos. So basically Jankos doesn't have an advantage here, but he can keep up a little bit in farm. Which is nice for Wunder because he's pushing in 24/7 on top side, so he has a little bit backup. I think Jankos walked over a ward there. Yeah, he did. So Impact knows that he's there, but he also knows Nidalee pre-runic echoes, not that dangerous, so he's just chillin'.
dive on the Volibear, you would want to try to stack the wave and do it when you have 2 level 3s against the level 2, but Impact is level 4. That being said, Impact has quite a big CS deficit, honestly. Wunder has created a very large advantage up there.
Yeah, by the pushing in 24/7, Impact is a little bit behind on CS right now.
That is just straight up from outlaning his opponent 1v1. So already,
Caps taking some bad trades there.
paying some dividends for G2.
But I will say, despite the top lane difference, which definitely is there,
Broxah has cleared his jungle and is, yeah, he's trying to look for a game. Oh, this is really smart. This is really smart from G2. Just look, like, Core JJ, he moved an inch further than he would if Graves was not there. And G2 recognized that the moving of Core JJ just told them that Broxah is coming. which is pretty smart to recognize because they don't even have vision there, so G2 doesn't fully know that Broxah is there, but through the moving of CoreJJ, they just recognized it. Let's see what happens.
Here on the bottom side as he's got the 3CS lead. Now it's pushing back.
Jankos is coming too, to give them backup if something happens.
Gonna be slowed down as well. He'll be punched.
Broxah flash, okay.
Flash to get away. And that is Broxah a little bit too far up and a good punish by Mickey.
Yeah, that was very poorly played by Broxah. He had full vision of Mickey walking
Nah,
up.
that wasn't poorly played by Broxah, that was very well played by G2. Like they didn't have vision there. So it's not Broxah's fault. I would rather say it's CoreJJ's fault because he moved too far or too early. Yeah, this is what I meant by the full rotation by Renekton, top lane. Impact has a little bit of a hard time there, but should be fine overall. Ooh, that was close. That was really close.
Mickey nearly stops Core's recall and punches them down, but it's gonna get through as we get the easy pickup there, and the Cutlass comes down for tactical. No boots just yet for his side. As
I hope I'm doing well, you guys. Post in comments if I do. Or if I can do better, post in comments too.
Exactly. He actually stacked it and has it so it's gonna slow push towards
Okay, Caps goes in. Trading.
That's a nice trade here. If he has enough mana for a shockwave, he could force flash, but
This is something special. This is a Caps special. Just watch. Watch. I'm gonna explain afterwards, but watch where CoreJJ is. He's mid lane too.
He's trying to steal away some camps to relieve.
Like this is the Caps special, I would call it. I've seen him doing this a lot of times already before. Let me just switch back a little bit. Yeah, right here. He baits with his recall. And what he baits is pretty important, because CoreJJ got called up by Jensen, I assume. Because Jensen must have told him like, hey, Caps is really, really low, let's dive him maybe or something. Broxah, the same thing. And Broxah and CoreJJ are sacrificing their time, in what time they could, like in their time they could do something else, of course, to try to catch Caps. But Caps, on the other hand, knows what he is doing. This is why I call it a Caps special, because he baits all the three members from Team Liquid and baits all the attention onto him to like, hey, I'm low, kill me, I'm the one you want to catch. And he knows they will come for him, and just watch what he does now. When he sees like Broxah coming, Jankos is here, he has backup. Now he sees Broxah, he moves further behind. Now he knows CoreJJ is coming, and he's like, yeah guys, I got them all. And this is the Caps special, I call it, because Caps does this a lot of time. I think there are a lot of other mid laners that do that too, but I think the best ways to do it I've seen on Caps, definitely. Like this is a really smart move, or a smart bait.
He's trying to steal away some camps to relieve pressure.
That's bad for Jankos.
You know, when he is power farming his side of the map.
Like look the CS on Jankos at the moment and on Broxah. This all came from the damn level 1 invade. Yeah, Jankos won't get the crap now. Broxah is pressure.
And look at the camp difference. I mean, you've got the 5
Okay.
in mid, but Broxah now, speaking of a fight in the mid lane though, CoreJJ dropped below, has the punch for the shield if he needs it.
Yeah. Whoa.
Shockwave on a 3. Jankos is burning down. Team looking for their second kill.
Holy.
Grab it on the Jensen. Ulti in for impact, force the flash away.
I think that was a little bit too much from G2.
G2, a big overchase there, honestly.
But I like the confidence from CoreJJ to pull it off, because he must have known that they will come for him. Like what was missing. Yeah, he must have known it. CoreJJ overall is a damn good support.
Spends a bunch of summoners and loses a kill for it, and Team Liquid are looking really good in the early minutes of this game.
Right now,
Team Liquid invading red buff again. Like it worked at level 1, has to work again. And it does. Jankos is too late to the party. So Graves, like this, you have to remember this. We are at 7.5 minutes into the game and you still see the results from the level 1 invade that went off really good for Team Liquid. Like Broxah can take 2 red buffs in a row again. And he has a really big CS advantage already over Jankos. So the Nidalee got set behind really far in this at this stage of the game. So Jankos won't be able to gank a lot because he's A, behind, and B, he doesn't have time. C, he has to farm anything he can get because most of his camps are not up. His bot side jungle is just about to respawn and Broxah already cleared his red buff. So Jankos is like the runner you left in the back.
And finally, as Tactical gets level 6, decides, okay, I will finally bind with Core JJ.
Yeah, Core JJ gets the binding finally. I think this is legit. If you play Kalista to just wait out a little bit, like if you have if you have other champions like a Volibear and not only the tank support which you can throw into a fight, just to wait a little bit how the game progresses. Like if Volibear does some crazy bot TP or anything and you think that Volibear should show up close to Kalista a lot more, you can argue to put the spear to Volibear and not to Sett, but yeah. Okay, a little bit of trading there. Nothing too special gonna happen. It's more fair to put the spear into Sett, definitely, in this game.
Nidalee is never gonna kill a frontliner. He can offer stack forever, and it's gonna feel really comfortable. Wunder going for more.
Yeah, this is what I was talking about in draft, which the casters just mentioned. Like, Nidalee is never gonna kill a frontliner, so she's not gonna bring any more specific setup for a fight or a gank. Just damage, if she can keep up with the gaming pace. And she doesn't at the moment. So this is already a point in the game where G2 have a big problem to deal with, because they basically don't have a jungler who's able to contest objectives, ganks, or team fights already, like at 8.5 minutes into the game. So yeah, not that great of a start for G2.
The shop you go for. Caps, I believe, doesn't spot Core JJ just, but hugging left hand side is gonna be hard to gank.
And what we've been seeing more, and some of the LPL Renekton's will do this, is just go towards Tiamat and then never actually complete the item unless you're talking like 6 items, right? They'll just go Tiamat to have...
Drake is up. Team Liquid could take it. Okay, I think they're gonna take the Herald. Crap first. But this is something I actually don't get. Like, look at the minimap. Team Liquid has 2 control wards there. They have good control over the bot side of G2's jungle and over the river too. They have Core JJ. They have pushed out bot lane with Tactical. Jensen could roam if he needs to. But basically they have a perfect dragon setup at the moment. G2 has to take the farm bot lane. They can't go contest dragon, like the G2 bot lane can't. Jankos is far too weak to contest the Drake in a fight. He couldn't do this. And Graves, like Broxah, decides to go topside, where G2's kingdom is, because they have no vision there, and takes Skullcrab. Jankos thinks like, oh, what are you doing here, bro? I think in this scenario, Team Liquid should have taken Drake, definitely. This would have been such a safe Drake.
Derek's this style of build.
Rocks at level 6, takes top Scuttle, knows the Herald's around as well, but missing pings, they know top lane can move around. Wunder has permanent priority in this one. So
yeah, this is like something I didn't mention, but that's very like crucial too. Wunder has permanent priority on the top lane, like I mentioned before in the beginning. He was pushing in 24/7. Nothing Impact could do about it, and like Broxah decides to go top lane to secure Skullcrab. Like, he knows he won't be able to secure Herald because Wunder has top lane prio. Mid lane is pretty even. No one has prio there at the moment. And Broxah knows that bot lane should be free. But Team Liquid are going onto the Drake now without Broxah. No, they don't. Okay, I was just baited by the minimap.
But the threat of Renekton showing up, of Nidalee showing up, is knows too much, has to back off, and just will hold on to his 19 CS lead over Jankos, who has caught up in levels. They're both 6, and he's moving around the map still with Dark Harvest in Italy. I hadn't noticed that before.
And this is a game, honestly, where, you know, in some of the previous games, you know, we had a lot more pressure on TL to get things done early. You know, notably in the Machi game, they didn't draft for any engage. They had to win lanes. They had to play from ahead to be able to set up around objectives. This is not the case, honestly.
Yeah, Broxah doesn't have to do anything here. Like now he tries to secure Herald. Okay. And already the pings are coming out from top lane. Like Wonders, he's doing Herald, guys. And Broxah has to run away again. Like, what you doing there, bro? Broxah. Wasting time. Drake is up all the time, and now G2 have the vision bot side again. Like before it was Team Liquid's kingdom bot side, and now it's G2's kingdom again. That could have been much easier to take Drake there for Team Liquid. Like Broxah is wasting time constantly now. He's so far ahead. You wanna do something with that lead, and now he has to face an Alistar. He won't be able to take Herald anyways, and still hanging around there while his bot jungle is completely up now. It's completely respawned. Drake is up. I don't get that play.
Plate number 2 is gone. Plate number 3 is gone. Plate number 4 is under attack, and there's no farm for Perk. So, I mean, even just
some plates for the Team Liquid bot lane, which is nice. Jensen is pushing in. Mickey X is covering mid lane. Yeah, now Broxah is moving bot side jungle. Okay, this is like, wow. I don't get why you should do this as G2. Like, this is such a free bot tower, and it's still with platings. Like, this is so much gold in the pocket of Tactical and Core JJ. The Team Liquid bot lane just got miles ahead of G2's bot lane there. I don't get why you should give them this tower at all. Like, there's no reason. They're going top lane now to push, okay, but this is not a trade at all. Okay, they got Herald. Now they traded in. I get it. But that's not necessary. Like, okay, G2 called up. You have to remember G2 called their bot lane to contest Herald and to take it safely. I get that. But, like, they must have known if they leave bot lane completely, and Jankos won't be able to hold bot anyways, so they leave bot lane completely, that they are gonna lose first tower. So I really don't understand the move there, because Wunder had pressure top lane anyways all the time, so at some point they would have gotten the Herald. And, yeah. I think this was a waste from G2. G2. Gamers 2.
This stage, we put caps into a side lane, and we'll move around the map better than our opponents. And I think if that's the bet you were trying to make, this sort of a play makes more sense. But just, you know, based on the straight up golden experience, it's not bad for TL at all.
It's a 2,000 gold lead. I mean,
yeah, now Graves is doing the Drake. Because he knows bot lane's not there from G2, they have to reset. Wunder is too far pushed in. Can do Drake easily now. But he could have gotten that Drake way earlier. And maybe then he could have taken Herald after. Because you have to remember Broxah is miles ahead of Jankos, so he has pressure in jungle against him. Like, Jankos can't just walk into Broxah's jungle and, like, look, is someone here? No, he's gonna die if he does this. And he knows this. Like, Jankos knows this. Okay, good ultimate from Perks. Nice one from Core JJ. I think he just catched Alistar right within his W. Yeah, exactly. That was pretty well played from Core JJ. Yeah, lane swap now happening from Team Liquid, because they got the bot tower first. Of course you wanna swap if you got your bot lane tower to take the top lane tower as well, because you have a lot more gold and you have pressure. So, right move there.
He has been in the right place at the right time. He has been matching Mickey throughout this first 13 minutes.
I mean, Core to me has played a nearly perfect game as far as I can
Yes.
tell. I think he just canceled.
Do you like it when I keep it professional, or do you want me to do a little bit more stuff? Like to be Sherlock Holmes? Just joking. Just tell me in comments. Yeah, Team Liquid can pressure a lot here now, because of course Team Liquid's bot lane is ahead, and G2 has to respect that. G2's bot lane is moving around in the top side of the map at the moment, like a little bit between mid lane and top lane. Yeah, like torn apart a little bit, because they have to hold both ways. Because Jankos, again, is not able to, to just be a champion that works in lane right now. Like, if Orianna pushes in mid lane and Jankos goes there and is like, oh, I'm gonna hold up the wave and I'm gonna hold the tower, you can't move here. Orianna is gonna throw her ball and Jankos is gonna be, well, and gone. So that's, I think the pick, the Nidalee pick up to this point of the game, I would call it a really strong deficit of G2. Like, the Nidalee pick definitely didn't work out this game for them.
Honestly, it feels like G2 are kind of getting pulled around the map.
Yeah, G2 are getting pulled around the map. Like, you see, Jankos can do damage. He just did a pretty nice amount of damage to CoreJJ, but like, of what cost? He lost complete control over his jungle in the first few minutes of the game already. But I have damage. Good for you, bro. I don't think the Nidalee pick will work out, even in late not.
Much value in this game. Very likely going to be building towards the Athenes, just try to set up his teammates for success. But when you are very far behind,
okay, G2 are pretty much resetting the map now, trying to get the game into an even state again. You can see this on the minimap pretty nicely, because top wave reset, mid wave reset, bot wave reset, all waves reset, and the jungles are split up in like from the river in half again. So basically G2 have control over their jungle side, and TL should have control over their jungle. They don't have any vision there, which I think is a little bit disappointing, I would call it. Because, right now Nidalee could basically just run into Broxah's jungle, and if he knows where Broxah is, he could farm the other side. So he could catch up and farm a little bit. So that's a little bit like, easy from Broxah, not to ward his own camps at any point. But let's forgive him.
Impact, building towards that Iceborne, but we'll likely start picking up more armor the further we get into the game, and that is going to make things a lot more difficult for Wunder, for Perkz, and for Caps, because they don't have anyone to make you pay for stacking armor.
And this is, I just want to say, a little bit of an uncharacteristic game for G2. One thing I've heard about them when talking to the likes of Medic and Vedius is that, G2, when they're against a team, they
Team Liquid hovering around mid lane.
Very, very seriously. When they think they're a class above, they will get a little bit loose and kind of let things happen. G2, by the way, at Worlds have had 100% first turret rate.
Yeah, this is something, if you wonder why Team Liquid are hovering around mid lane, is first because bot tower is not standing anymore from G2, so their bot lane is free to roam. Like, they could move top lane because G2 has taken their top tower, so they could take theirs. But I think the best thing that Team Liquid can do at the moment is hovering mid lane. Why? Pretty simple. Look at the items. Like, Kalista is ahead in farm, she has 1 kill over Perkz. He's, technically has a bounty of 150 gold. And he got a full tower with plates. Remember that. Like, he has 1.5 items and boots, and Perkz has only boots and half an item. So Orianna, on the other hand, has the Seraphs, or is it the Seraphs? Or the upgraded one? Correct me in comments if I'm wrong. Jace has the Manamune, that's perfectly fine. So basically, the bot lane from Team Liquid has a power spike right now. And they can play that out in mid lane, of course, because Perkz, he doesn't have a lot except his R to really contest the Team Liquid's bot lane. But I think it would be more valuable still for Team Liquid to take top lane.
Early game focused team with the first pick Renekton.
I can understand the move
Mid
though,
lane,
to build
and
pressure,
lose
but
first turret. They
yeah.
get basically doubled up in plate gold.
Yeah, as you can see, Tactical is now moving top lane to take the farm and the tower. Core GJ is covering the jungle, so Tactical can do that freely. G2 on the other hand know that their only possibility is bot lane. They try to cover up for Wunder. I think they wanted to pick out the Volibear there, but didn't go for it. Don't really get why, but that's fine. Nice ultimate from Perks. Nice one. Wow. This was pretty well played by G2. Just like the fight was obvious what happened, but you have to view it from a macro perspective. Like they could not contest the top lane, which Kalista was pushing in, because then they would have lost mid lane because of the gold difference on their carries. Like Graves is stronger than Nidalee, Kalista is stronger than Ashe. Basically, they have to give up something. So they decided, because Team Liquid were clumping mid lane still, even though Kalista wasn't there, they decided to go for the fight in mid lane, because they know if Kalista is not there, they are stronger, and they sacrificed top lane for that. But they got 2 kills in return, so it's an okay trade, I would say.
Beautiful out of Caps and Jankos. Mickey sets it up, Perks landed the arrow, and G2 are right back in the game.
Yeah, Mickey is the hero in this game for G2, basically. Wunder is consistent and Mickey is the hero. That's how I would put it in this game.
Grabbing a couple kills for themselves and showcasing the pick potential that their composition does have. You know, TL are in control. TL do have the scaling, but if you miss position, if you get caught out whatsoever by those Ashe arrows, by these engagements...
Yeah, we're gonna see the replay again. Nice. Good arrow. Nice combo with Alistar. Nothing you can do. This is the only thing Jankos can do, actually. He hit the spear, so Caps was able to finish the kill. But this is like so rare. I don't think this is worth the price, picking Nidalee in this game.
After we had TL out in the side lanes taking plates away, you can see Perks is up towards that top side, trying to put a little bit more gold in his pockets. G2 have made the call to just
pretty much free Drake for Team Liquid there, because G2 are going for the Herald.
Try to get themselves as much gold and experience as they possibly can before they are forced to fight, which is probably going to come.
Okay, they put Jensen in the side lane. This is pretty interesting. Now Tactical is free. Flash, fine. Just for good measure.
Making plays in the mid game, G2 had missed their major ultimate cooldowns were still on CD coming into that dragon spawn. So to your point, I
don't really think they're sorry. I don't really think that there's any strategy behind any of those teams at the moment. Like, they are really clumped up on the minimap right there. There's no real purpose being around there all the time. Like Caps, I get it. I think he saw Jensen in the top lane, so he moves top lane. Maybe to contest it, but you see the blue pinks here, the question marks. I think he knows already that Jensen has moved this way. So I get why Caps is going up there. But like this clump here, I don't get why you should do this. Like Wunder is trying to protect his team in mid lane, not to get dove. Alright. That's something you can do, but at the same time, like the Team Liquid bot lane is pushing in constantly, all the time. And Impact is chilling, is putting out his cocktail, drinking something, and having a good time in bot lane because no one cares about him. They could pick up Impact so easily here. Of course, then Caps should have stayed mid lane to not sacrifice the mid tower, but I don't think either of these teams really do know what they are doing.
Map that one, just take the Herald and take the top lane farm and get out. and it means that they are still
At the
within
moment.
striking distance of this
Not for the
game.
entire game, of course.
Kalista, of course, can be an easy target in, you know, a minute and a half's time.
Yeah, I mean, Mickey should have his flash, you know, before Tactical does, right? So that's something that you can try to look to capitalize on. And you've got to say a bit sloppy there from Tactical. You know that.
Oh, by the way, I'm not just calling it out that they don't know what they are doing. Basically, they had a lot of vision throughout the whole jungle, both teams. Like Team Liquid has really great vision, especially around bot lane. So they could have used this, you know? Like, they tried to pressure mid lane, I get it. Like, Team Liquid is constantly trying to apply pressure on mid lane. Like, we see this for how long now? For 8 minutes or something? Always clumping up around mid lane. Sometimes they're sending Tactical to take top tower, sometimes they send Impact to take bot lane. But mostly the Team Liquid is clumping around mid lane, of course, because they want to get the mid tower. And G2, of course, doesn't want to give up mid tower because then they lose Drake priority. Which they didn't get anyways, so I don't get why G2 is not playing more aggressive in this part of the game. But let's see what happens.
G2 is on the top side of the map in that area because no one showed up towards the dragon. No one is really showing to contest, you know, in mid or bot side. You know they've got to be up there. So going over to the Raptors and not playing towards, you know, your tier 2 in that brush, if you want to take them, that's where you should probably be sitting at. Was pretty bold, and G2 pulls the trigger, forces out a cooldown.
One minor thing I want to point out, optimization-wise, is I think of all games to go Essence Reaver on Ashe, this is the one where you really are...
Yeah, G2 are trying to reset the map again to get a little bit more control.
To flash into it. Otherwise, Headbutt Pulverize can be somewhat outplayed or outdistanced. I think Ashe Arrow is...
Okay, Caps is not resetting, he's trying to freeze.
I can definitely see that. I think just to play devil's advocate,
Red pings for mid lane again. Team Liquid want to take the mid tower. Same procedure as the last 10 minutes. Maybe this time they will get it. Yeah. Ooh. Oh. Holy. What was that? Let's watch that again. Okay. Orianna's R comes before Core JJ's R. And Core JJ pulls Perkz out before the ult from Orianna grabs onto Perkz, I guess. If I saw it right. This is like, whoa, this is completely desync. Yeah. That hurts. Do they get him? Yeah. Alright. At least. That would have been sad if he survived that. Yeah, mechanics. But finally Team Liquid got the mid tower. At cost of Caps taking top tower. This is what I mean by when I say that I don't see a clear plan from both teams. Like for G2 the mission was pretty easy, even though they didn't really know what to do next. They had to defend mid. And Team Liquid just was like, okay, we have to take this mid tower, guys. This is the last tier 1 tower standing. We have to take it now. And they took 10 minutes to take it. Didn't get it until now. Alright. If they want to play it like that, that's fine for me. But like, look at what Caps is doing now. G2, they have like the perfect sign. If Team Liquid gets mid tower first, they know all of Team Liquid's players are going to be mid lane or around mid lane, so every other lane will be basically free, except bot lane, because you see Tactical and Brox are moving bot. G2 knows this, so they can move top lane and trade. The only thing for G2 which they have to remember is they don't have the tower from Team Liquid in mid lane, the tier 1. They didn't get it yet. So that's a disadvantage, but I think the pressure which Caps is able to build up here is far more valuable than like trying to go ARAM style in mid lane now to defend the tower for all the time. So yeah, in the end I would argue it's okay, but not the best path of Team Liquid, I guess. Jensen has to use TP to defend top lane now. Okay, Team Liquid got bot lane tower, which is fine, because mid lane, G2 should get mid tower now. Or not.
Looking for
Looking for a fight.
Looking for the play. They're gonna have the
Team
whole
Liquid
squad
wanna
working
fight.
together, but
They
as
know
for the wrong
that
side of the map, this is a 5-on-4.
this is only
Teal
4
underway.
people.
List ulti is up. Impact gets the slow.
Perks is in
He
base, he
goes
reset.
into extra slows as well. Tactical throws in
Ult
more
comes
damage.
out to Broxah, which is pretty nice.
That is a low health bar. Tactical
Tactical
gets
is
shut
down.
killing Mickey X. And
That was
here's
actually a
the
sick ultimate from
5-on-4
Perks.
G2. Caps dives in, will be shut down.
Yeah,
Perks
okay.
not
Caps knew he
nearly
couldn't go
range,
back
and
there.
it means that Caps goes too far, and that L becomes an R for that play.
Yeah, it is just the 1-for-1. TL trying to chase for that kill. It is going to be G2 now looking for the counterpunch here, dropping Herald mid. That will be the outer tower going down for Team Liquid. Just the one charge will be enough to knock that out. A great spear from Jankos helped to get enough damage down on Tactical to take him out. But again, it's going to be this setup for this next fight in 130. TL have got to make sure that they have their battle lines clearly established.
This is something I don't get. Like, okay, G2 got the mid tower. Fine. You know? Like, they put Herald, Team Liquid knows, it's 100% sure mid tower is gonna fall. Alright. So, they are sitting there like, hey guys, mid tower is gonna fall, what are we gonna do? And they're like, hey, let's move mid lane, I think it's a good idea. And what happened? All 5 people just gather around mid lane from Team Liquid. Like, what purpose does this serve? Okay, Kalista is in base, like tactical reset because he died, but all others are in mid lane. It takes one person to kill the Herald. And if G2 don't know where the other members are, they won't push tier 2 anyways. Now G2 knows, okay, all of Team Liquid's members are mid lane. I don't get that move from Team Liquid. They could do a lot of other stuff right now because G2 are free to move right now. And if you know one thing about G2, don't give them the freedom of move. Especially when they just got a big objective for them, because mid lane towers were hardly fought in this game. Let's see.
Because the way that G2 is going to win a fight around the Dragon Pit is by
It's
having
exciting.
Wonder come from difficult angles, having Caps and Perks hit, arrows or shock blasts from angles that they do not expect. If TL is set up front to back 5v5 and you have to try to poke past and go through the set and the Volibear, I just don't really see you winning that fight.
It's gonna be difficult.
It's pretty impressive how Jankos was able to catch up on Broxah. But we had a lot of scenarios. Yeah, look at this one. Just quickly to point it out, we had a lot of scenarios where Broxah was really just running around. Like I talked about one of those scenarios earlier in the game, but I think that's where you see the experience of Broxah and Jankos compared, because Jankos has a lot more experience in pro play than Broxah, and I think he knows Nidalee pretty well because Jankos plays Nidalee in his streams a lot too, and yeah, he has played a lot of games with this champion, and Broxah gave him free time. He really gave him free time. At all these points where I was mentioning Team Liquid, like what is their actual plan, and Broxah was not farming enough. He could have invaded a lot more for Jankos because Jankos was behind in the beginning, and he could have, like Broxah could have abused that fact a lot more, in my opinion. Like, I think he didn't hold. Do you put it like that? Yeah, he didn't hold Broxah. Broxah didn't hold Jankos down enough. That's my take. Tell me what you think.
That cross map arrow from Perks yet again into the fight.
Yep.
This is a really nice arrow from Perks. Broxah doesn't die, but that doesn't matter because the spear hits. Yeah. Sorry. This is what I meant before, like Caps went over the wall for the kill and like he has no way back. Of course it looks really like int at the moment that he's standing in 4 people and like he's trying to fight them, but he's actually just trying to do a lot of damage, like as much damage as he possibly can before he dies, because he knows he's gonna die as soon as he like passes this wall, because he can't go back. So yeah, it's fine. He got the kill. I think he got the kill. Should be okay.
Maybe go for a trade kill there, or at the very least try to force something out. He does get the kill on Tactical, but obviously his life is paid as the cost.
Map reset at the moment.
Now it becomes the battle for vision.
Top reset. Bot is getting pushed in by TL.
And then look to that mid control to get into the river and play for that. Caps does
Okay,
have TP,
both
so
teams
it's
gathering around
I
mid and
think
bot
it's
side a little
across
bit.
the board there. The fact that Renekton does not
Top
have
lane
TP,
mainly ignored.
could be somewhat detrimental, but they have
Drake
some
up in
impact.
20
They're trying to go for a
seconds.
bit.
Runs pretty quick though, still on boots one, but he's gonna be headbutt pulled and Wonders nearby, finds himself a shield.
Yeah,
walks
this
away.
one is really ugly.
5v1 impact ult, they're still gonna be in range. They might find the slow.
Bye bye.
Still gets stunned, still
That should not have happened.
stop.
Like Team Liquid were in the same position like G2. Like both teams were hovering around the bot side of the map, and both teams have vision. Like look at this. Team Liquid actually, or did they have vision before? I didn't see it. Let me replay this one.
Himself a
Yeah,
shield.
like look at this. They have vision here. They know that G2 has some members bot side. So why would either Impact go this far out when he knows that 5 members of G2 can immediately appear? Or why does Team Liquid like do stuff here in mid lane, which you can see on the minimap, or in the mid side of the river, instead of backing up Impact? Like he's completely free. He's like, hey, kill me guys, I've no one here, I'm all on my own, my team is somewhere over the rainbow in mid lane, whatever they're doing there. I don't get it. Like it looks a little bit weird because it looks like Team Liquid tries to put up a trap for G2, but G2 is long gone. Let's see what Team Liquid does after this. Yeah, now they are moving. You see? Now they it looks a little bit like, if you only watch the minimap, it looks a little bit like lost chickens. Like oh, there's something, let's go. Yeah, too late, of course. Maybe Team Liquid finds a way to punish this.
Perfect time for G2, but looks like TL wants to fight anyway. Core goes to dunk, only hits one, stuns in the
A little bit deep from Core.
burns the stopwatch,
But it works.
find the kill thanks to Jensen. Re-engage
Kill
so
back.
good, G2 knocks down the Team Liquid support.
3v4.
Still in, Mickey X running a bit low. The flash
Tactical
from
is
Caps
pretty
keeps
fat.
Seth keeps him alive, flashes in for
That
the
was
low,
a little bit
right
too
away,
deep, but
Trader
worked.
all the same. Caps now fighting Brox, another kill comes in for Jensen. And the
Holy
chase is
moly,
still on
that's a
Yenko.
fiesta.
Dangerously low, Q is gonna land
Well,
on
Team
Jensen.
Liquid get 1+. I
I
don't think actually this was necessary.
G2 kill Impact, but TL are able to turn it around on a good engage
Like,
there.
Team Liquid could have aced G2 at this point easily if they didn't let Impact die that stupid.
From Core JJ and Jensen, lining it up to catch Perks in that shockwave, to take him down, put themselves to soul point here. Jensen now in a position to carry.
I think the Drakes are mainly the problem that will cost G2 the late game, because they couldn't contest any of the Drakes. The thing is, bot lane of Team Liquid was pushing in 24/7 because basically G2 bot lane didn't exist on bot lane. Like if you see how early the Team Liquid bot lane was able to take the first tower, and G2 didn't even contest it, they just instantly moved top lane and tried to take top tower with Herald. And so basically, if your bot lane doesn't push at any point and only gets pushed in, you don't have Drake prior. You don't have Dragon prior. And so basically, Team Liquid had Dragon priority all game long. This also comes from the fact that Jankos got set behind very early, because like even if G2 bot lane would have pushed to get priority for the Drake, the risk of Graves being fed, ganking them and killing them both without Jankos being able to do anything against this would have been definitely too high. So either way, it's a combination of both, but I think losing Drakes, losing the jungle matchup definitely made this game nearly impossible to win for G2.
But it does land, and Jensen able to finish him off. Broxa then corralling the rest of them from that bottom side. And Tactical, I think he could have afforded to play this a little bit more slowly.
Yeah, this is like a real
But he does
fiesta.
finish off the kill and does get taken down as a result. But Jensen just far too strong at this point. Jankos out
Nothing
of mana.
Jankos can do
Broxa
there.
been kiting out
Caps
Caps on
either.
the other
Yeah.
side, and they're able to chase
He
down
knows what
multiple
happens.
kills. So, still having fun. He
What
is in a
happened?
good mood. That's one of the things you gotta love about G2 always
I'm working on my English, sorry guys.
That damage graph is
German potato!
thing. I think Jensen unequivocally is the best performing LCS mid laner all time. He was part of the Cloud9 top 4 at Worlds, part of the Team Liquid, MSI final run here as well. The man has done so much well for kind of all the LCS runs, and now as the LCS tries to find their way back into some footing here at the World Championship.
This is actually a pretty decent setup from Team Liquid. I'm not gonna pause here because nothing's happening yet, but Team Liquid is pressuring out G2 to get the control of the Baron area and top side of G2's jungle. And G2 know that because they are clumping there. Like they want to get the control back. But Caps, as always, is the smart guy. He's like, nah, if you clump, I will pick them. He's going for it. Let's see if he gets him. TP, okay. Yeah, Volibear is too tanky, but he's gonna die anyways. At the cost of Renekton. Alright. 1 for 1. Yeah, Mickey is alone because perks reset. That's a mess from G2 actually. Don't like that. And Jankos can't do anything because he doesn't have any CC or anything to follow up. Just a spear. And it doesn't do a lot of damage anymore. Poor Jankos.
Will they go to Baron though? Because TPs are up for both.
Yeah, at this point of the game, Nidalee is basically useless for any situation because Team Liquid is roaming a lot. Nidalee wants to catch people with a spear, which is pretty damn hard in this scenario against Team Liquid. And the only thing Nidalee can do right now is farm. Farm, farm, farm. She's not gonna be able to pick anyone solo. Like anyone we won at this point of the game, she would probably lose. I can't imagine how she would be able to play a 1v1 decent against the core JJ because his W does so fucking sorry for the word, so much damage. And he has Ignite, so he will reduce healing. So Jankos can't do anything at the moment. Just farm and like be a cat. Meow. Be scared of me. I'm a cat. And I can transform. And throw a stick at you. That will tickle a little bit.
I think this would be a
If you don't dodge.
I'm not sure if it's worth going for it, but it looks like that is going to be the call. Wonder is up in 8
Yeah, Team Liquid have priority over Baron, definitely.
You do have Kalista plus Smite, so that is very powerful. Impact's going to be up first with the teleport. So
what you see here, Team Liquid has pushed in top lane. So they don't have to worry about anyone coming from top lane there. Because minions would reveal if anyone would pass the top lane to get to the Baron pit. And they are pinging the G2 top jungle a lot. Because at this point, if the Baron is still that healthy and the enemies have a ward there and Team Liquid know that G2 are around, Team Liquid is basically baiting. Like they bait G2 to come to them because they want to fight. They are ahead, they know the Nidalee is not that dangerous in a team fight, only if she hits a lucky spear. They have the Graves, which is not that far ahead anymore, but a far better duelant when he stacks his E than a Nidalee. They have Volibear on 2 items, they have an 18 stacks Magi's on Jensen, you know, all the stuff. So basically Team Liquid feel fully comfortable to fight here. Volibear's base has TP, he will TP in, of course, to be there when the fight breaks out. And if the fight doesn't break out, he can still go any other lane. Let's see what happens.
Are making the call to go for it right now. Wonder TPing in the mid lane. G2 will challenge.
Make or break moment for G2. They cannot afford to lose this fight in the Baron.
Yeah, this TP came way late. If Impact TPs earlier here, like way back, when they were doing Baron. Look right here. They have a ward. Right there. Now, actually Impact should have TP'd, because now they know, okay, both are squishies, like Perks and Jankos are super squishy. We have them right in front of our face. Core JJ has flash. He could flash E. And the moment Impact starts his TP right now, it would still take 5 seconds. Or is it 6 at the moment? I don't know. Got changed so often. to get into the fight. So he's waiting. Why? Like Impact is waiting till now. Now all members of G2 are on alert. They are like, hey, a fight is gonna break out, guys. Come here, like we need to group up and to fight them and to prepare and get good position. And G2 are like, okay, I'm gonna go there. Like they are already planning the fight out. And now Impact is like, there's a fight. I'm gonna go there and I'll be there before they can do anything, or maybe not. G2, let's see what happens. Teleport from Jace comes in too. Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, G2 had perfect positioning to just pick off CoreJJ. They already knew what was gonna happen because Impact was waiting so fucking long to TP in. That was a really big mistake from Impact, I think. Because the moment of confusion from G2 when they were approaching the Baron and seeing actually that Team Liquid was doing the Baron with 4 members, G2 had a moment of confusion where they had to realize, okay, there are only 4 members, so Impact is not there. He has to come back with TP. And then they prepare. Okay, there will be a TP from Impact if we fight the Baron, and they want to fight the Baron because else they lose it, of course. So G2 is well prepared because they know Impact's TP is coming. And what happens? CoreJJ engages and instantly gets bursted. Big mistake by Impact, in my opinion.
Yeah, Core flashing in there, trying to set up for a shockwave, but he was so low that it just felt like such an overforce. And because the spawn timers from G2 were pretty low, they were always going to be able to teleport back.
Yeah, all the pressure Team Liquid had built for the Baron is lost instantly. Because G2 can contest 4v5 now. 5v4.
TL can make anything from that in a while, but Broxah looking like he's caught out.
He is in danger. Great flash gets away from the pulverize. Here comes the arrow. Not gonna
Broxah is too tanky with his E.
Here comes the shield. Here comes the re-engage. Cap's getting low. Has to kite away. Jensen, of course, in range for most of this one. And be careful because Mickey's coming as well. He's coming for the play. He's gonna find the headbutt. Gonna find the pull. Not gonna
Okay.
Shockwave makes Jensen go godlike, and Impact's back in there as well. Not sure you're gonna survive this
That
one.
looks nice for Team Liquid.
Double kill yet again for Jensen, and the re-engage looking for more. CoreJJ, no ulti just yet, but they do have Kalista for the follow-through. Runs in, finds the stun.
Bye bye.
Round number 2. They're all dead.
Yeah, catches that too.
Kill number 4. Is gonna be
Ooh, okay. That's tough. What happened there? Let's rewatch.
engage. Cap's getting low.
Oh, sorry.
They were always going to be able to teleport.
So basically, this is the situation where we were coming from. Whoa, 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 whoa. I hate W's. W. Whoever created this, whatever. In German, it's called W. Same as W. But okay. Anyways. We came from the situation that Team Liquid lost CoreJJ, overforced the engage, died, and basically G2 can clear out vision on Baron, can reset the map a little bit, like all lanes are getting reset at the moment. Perkz is pushing in top lane, so it resets too. Caps is mid lane, pushing it out, bot lane is reset anyways, so the game is evened out at the map state at the moment, like only on the map. Not in any other case, of course. But what happens now is G2 feel like, okay, we killed CoreJJ, so we have an advantage. So let's do something with it. Like not just wait out until the map reset and let them get the advantage again. So they go for the pick. They see Broxah in the top line, in the top side. I don't know if they had vision on him or something.
Here is yes, you lost your support, but you did trade one teleport for 2.
What happened there? Why do they go there? Okay, they just assume that he's there to farm his camps. Alright, nice. That's nicely done by G2. They find him, but they can't catch him, of course. Arrow misses, too bad. Good idea, but didn't work out. Broxah survives, and now, of course, Perkz has pushed in top lane, so he's there to cover them up with a little bit of damage. But the problem is Wunder is split up. Jankos is pretty useless in this fight because, as mentioned before, you got the points why he's behind and not that useful in fights. And Team Liquid gather around top lane, of course. All of them are here. Core JJ just respawned. He got the home guard movement speed. And he will be there in time, so basically Team Liquid can clean up now. Like, Caps is really low from the auto attacks from Graves and Jensen, so Mikyx, yeah, he can do something to peel Caps and Perkz, but at this point I would expect that as Perkz, all 5 members are coming. And as a very immobile champion, Ashe doesn't like 5 people running straight at her. So in Perkz' shoes, at this point of the game, I would have turned immediately and just run. See what he does. He stays. He clears minions, tries to set up the team fight. Mickey's going in. Mickey is dead. Caps is low anyways. Jankos, as I said, can't do much. Just can try to confuse the enemies a little bit by healing himself in the middle of them. Yeah. Bye-bye. Doesn't look too good for G2. Yeah, Wunder actually is the only one who kept cool, who didn't just go in.
G2 up against it, looking like they are very close to being dealt their first loss here at Worlds 2020, and Team Liquid coming alive when they needed it most, have struggled through the first 2 games, but looking incredible on the back of a 9-1-4 performance from Jensen here.
Like, this was stupid from Mickey to even force an engage. He should have just bought time so his teammates can get away, because they are... The Caps is low, Mickey was low. That cooldowns. Caps, Perkz had no ultimate because he used it before. It missed, sadly, so yeah. I think going for this fight from G2's point of the view was basically end. Can't say it any prettier. Prettier? Do you say that like this? No. Whatever. You know what I mean.
Well, there are still wards in the pit right now, and G2 not willing to give up this control. They are the most tenacious team I have ever seen come out of
The most tenacious team I've ever seen.
Ay,
yikes. G2, what's happening? Yeah, that's G2. They had to try. I respect it, of course, because G2 always... They have really great potential in team fights. Like, not concerning their champions in this case, especially, but concerning their pure, raw team skill. Like, G2 in a team fight is really dangerous, because you can always underestimate them. So I respect the try to fight the Drake and not to give up the soul that easy. Yeah, but with Baron buff and 3 Drakes already, no chance. Yeah, G2 is respawning. Team Liquid take Inhib and go base. That's the best call they can do at the moment. They can make. Good knock-up from Mickey, but Drake was already down, so yeah.
And then notice Perkz on the left side of your screen. He was never a part of this fight, so really it was just an all-in to try to get Soul. There's no way you're going to win that 4v5 as G2 without Perkz as a part of it, so I'm not sure if he just couldn't get in.
Yeah, that Perkz was missing there. I don't think actually it would have made a big difference if Perkz was there. Like if it was a really a 5v5, but the problem is Jankos, because he can't contest the smite. Like, if basically if Team Liquid see Jankos hopping into the pit, they are just gonna tell everyone, hey guys, stop, just focus on fighting, let the Drake be at the health state he is at, don't do any more damage to him until we got Jankos, because Jankos is like insta-kill. He has a Zhonya's and afterwards he's dead. So, yeah. I don't think Perkz being there would make a whole lot of a difference.
Stacks on the Magi. He has the full death cap. really, if he hits a full combo,
Yeah, Jensen is fucking big.
he's just gone, besides maybe an Alistar with ultimate up. So it is incredibly difficult to team fight here for G2, and the Baron buff is making things
Team Liquid played around Jensen relatively well, I would say. Like, he has got a lot of opportunities in this game to get fed. It's not like he did everything on his own. So Jensen. Team Liquid managed that pretty well.
Because that is their hope now. Find an incredible arrow from Perkz, find an incredible flank from Wunder. It's got to be something like that for G2 if they want to hold on in this game, because it is a 7,000 gold deficit. You have been outscaled, and the opponents have 4 dragons to 0. They've got the Infernal Soul.
Tactical playing on a ward, gets swept out there by Core JJ as Yiko tries to do the same. As top lane's under fire, there's no Baron buff, which means wave clear is not that hard. Wunder,
but look at bot lane.
To walk up. Bot lane, yes, it is stacking up.
Yeah, Team Liquid are sieging, which is fine because they got Infernal Soul. Which means they know that G2 don't really want to force a fight, so sieging is perfectly fine on top lane. You see, G2 are just hovering, like, they know they have to give up the tower at some point. Like, they can't fight them. So basically, TL could run them down top lane easily at the moment. Interesting engage. Yeah, well, okay, it's 1 for 1. Bot lane is pushing in for Team Liquid, which is fine for them. So the trade is okay-ish, I guess. That's something I don't understand. Like, I think that's some miscommunication within Team Liquid. Like, nothing more. It's just that because on the first engage when Core JJ went in, they basically let him die right in front of them. They weren't fast enough, or he didn't communicate early enough, or maybe they just didn't get it that he's gonna go in, and they couldn't follow up. So Core JJ died right in front of their eyes within all of G2. And now, like, Core JJ died right afterwards. They didn't get the tower. Like, Mikyx zoned them away and they went for it. Like, they could have just ignored Mickey, basically, and taken the tower. And then the death of Core JJ would have been worth, you know? But no, it's just a simple 1 for 1. G2 managed to hold Team Liquid off of their base for a little longer. And now Impact has to sacrifice his ultimate to build a little pressure so they can take the tower. And now they have to take the inhib, but it's 4v4, so basically, yeah. I think the miscommunication from Team Liquid was unnecessary. If they would have gone in all as 5 with Core JJ, maybe he dies, doesn't matter, but they take tower and inhib in 1 row, and maybe also some kills, because G2 was investing to kill Core JJ, damage, auto attacks, abilities, all that stuff. Then Team Liquid would have had a far easier time managing maybe to pick some more kills off of G2.
Inhibitor is laid bare, and Tia will knock this one down. Baron respawns in 40 seconds. With supports respawning in 10, should be an easy reset and a setup again for this top river.
Team Liquid now, multiple inhibitors have been knocked down in the base of G2. They're gonna reset, they're gonna try to get vision around that Baron, and it's gonna be so difficult.
Oh, this is such a play. That stun's gonna land. Is there more?
What you can learn here is pretty nice to see, because look at Team Liquid. They are all basing at the same time.
They're gonna reset, they're gonna try
So no one is earlier in base than anyone else. Why that is important, you see right here. Because now Perkz' arrow lands, and all of Team Liquid's members are still there, like all 4. And so Caps isn't able to pick anyone up. Because if they would have desynced recalls, and for example Broxah would still be there, and all the other guys would already be in base, Caps would have a field day, because he could just fight 1v1 versus Broxah and most likely kill him. So, okay, with Infernal Soul I don't know if he would kill Broxah, but he would get close. Let's put it this way. So if you recall as a team, synced recalls are very important.
One else is there, and it's when Baron spawns. That was almost a game-winning arrow from Perkz. It was a second and a quarter off from it being that, but it was in fog. He couldn't have known any better. End of the day, TL get most members back, but they have not recalled.
Exactly.
Baron is spawning. Elder Dragon 1 minute.
Since that
Yeah,
Could go for a big play. If he gets
I don't know.
He's tactical now.
gets the headbutt pulverized. QSS running away, gonna stay alive, and the arrow gonna be tanked up by Corey JJ. Mickey.
G2 have way too
Not gonna be enough. Here
much
comes
freedom
the
of
re-engage.
movement here.
Looking for the re-engage now. Onto
Just look where they are.
He's squishy. He'll be
Team Liquid are 10 kills ahead. They have crushed G2's base in half. And G2 are still able to run around completely free through the whole map, through TL's jungle, to the Baron, wherever they want. Like, TL are managing the pressure with Infernal Soul, which they got 2, and all the other stuff, all the advantages over G2 pretty poorly, in my opinion. Like, they could build, at least they could build a line of pressure here around the Baron, or split up the map in half or something, so G2 have some area where they are not daring to move. Like, they don't where they just don't want to move because it's too dangerous for them. TL have a lot of tools to do this. Like, they are ahead, they have Infernal Soul, of course, Baron is up. They know that that G2 will definitely contest the Elder Dragon if they're gonna take it. So they have, like, Team Liquid has so many tools of building pressure points and keeping G2 down, but they are just allowing G2 to run free, like in the movie Spirit, like he's running free. I really don't get why.
But look at the health bars on TL. 4 of the 5 are below half HP.
Yeah, Perkz got picked off here.
Gets the stun.
Mickey tries to save him, but that's the dead Perkz. Alright.
Gonna find 2. He's gonna lose his support, but he is still alive. Kill number 3 comes across. The dunk over the top.
Wow. Okay. They let them run into their arms, I guess. If G2 wouldn't have been that greedy there, I think they could have turned the game at this point. Like, this fight, where I was talking about G2 running around that free, they could have reset the map easily, set up vision around objectives, but they went for the greedy fight. So I think G2's decisions there questionable, but yeah, let's give it to Team Liquid definitely. They played well.
Team Liquid here, such a big win for the team.
So, this is my first review. I hope you like it. If you have any questions, go into my Reddit, Shepherd's Eagle. You see the plating right above here. Yeah. I hope you enjoyed the video. Take care, and I'm gonna do a lot more of those if you like them, and if you have special wishes, I'm always open. I'd love to I'd love to have you push the like button, and yeah, see you next time. Have a nice day. Bye.